And I'm Tosh Taylor, and today on the show we are talking about the sunny South. So we've invited a travel agent with us. We have Monique Cormier with us, and she is with Travaway Vacations. Thanks for joining us.
My pleasure. Thanks for inviting me.
Now, you have a nice tan already.
Yes.
Very jealous.
Very jealous. So tell us first, while we get started, let's know a little bit about you. What put you into the traveling bug and then subsequently into your career?
Sure. Good question. My name is Monique Cormier, and yes, I've always been very passionate for travel all my life. Even growing up, I'm the oldest of 5 kids, and my parents could never afford to bring us anywhere, so it's always been a dream of mine to be able to travel and enjoy life. And so when I graduated, I went to college. I took a travel and hospitality course. I worked in the travel industry ever since. I've worked in hotels, and then I've worked at Via Rail Canada, so the train company, and I found a lot of passion booking leisure travel. So I started doing, as a side gig, just being a travel advisor, which became a focus to be a career. So I've had my business for 12 years now, and I'm very successful making dreams come true for everyone. So I'm very passionate, whichever inquiry comes my way. I'm very passionate for planning anybody's trips. And I feel like any trip that I plan is my own vacation, so that's why. And then, of course, I end up that I want to do those vacations too, so I end up booking sometimes the same thing. But no, that's a little bit about on how I became very passionate for being a travel advisor and booking travel.
That's really fun. I never thought of that, how the trips and ideas people might bring to you and how that would impact what you choose to do. What are some of the requests that have surprised you over the years?
You know what? I've obviously here where we want to escape winter, so a lot of the sunny South destinations are very popular. But I've grown into a different niche market too over the years. I became very passionate to plan Europe. Trips in the summer, so European destinations, a lot of Disney vacation planning. So I specialize in Disney vacations, so I help all my clients be ready for Disney because it is very overwhelming and stuff changes every day. So I get my clients prepared for that. I do specialize in destination weddings and like leisure groups as well. So that's a little bit of my niche of what I do, and I am also a cruise specialist all year round. So
Holy moly!
yes,
I feel like
I am the one-stop shop kind of girl. Yes.
No wonder you were recommended to me. Like, you don't know what you want? Here you go.
Yeah.
I found a lot, so my family and I went down south over Christmas, and I spent a lot of time ahead of it looking at all of the places to go. And out of Moncton, there's not an awful lot of places to go, especially over the Christmas holidays. But I still got overwhelmed. I still get really overwhelmed. And then you start thinking to yourself, what if you forget to do something? What if I forget to book the charter from the airport to the resort? This, that, and the other thing. So I asked a friend who travels often, and she said, here you go. You're going to go talk to Monique, and she's going to help you out. And you took all of the anxiety off of my shoulders and were able to say, here's the resorts that I think are going to work for your kids because of their age and because of what you guys like to do. And you had all of these really great suggestions, and you took all of those hundreds of resorts. I knew we were going to go to the Dominican. Here's the resorts that you want to look into. And you narrowed them down to like 3. You were like, here's where I think you should go. They're the best ones, especially in your price range. And you were 100% right. Like, it really, it was exactly what my family needed. And I didn't know how you did that. Like, it must be so rewarding at the end when you're like, yeah, nailed it.
It definitely is. And you know what? I take time to give a full travel planning service to my client. Like, I take time to book appointments with you and listen to what your interests are on, like when you're looking for a vacation. And I really qualify my clients to the product that they're looking for as well. So I always ask multiple questions to know what you're looking for. But it's also, I travel a lot too, so that I am knowledgeable and I know what to recommend to my clients. I know what's good, I know what's not good, and I know which are great for family. When I go on trips, I plan a bunch of site inspections at other resorts so that I can have the while I'm there, I take the opportunity to go visit the different properties and just like make that connection with that local person, because connection is very important. And that's why I feel that like I can definitely go over the top in helping my clients, is that I have these local connections. I can help my clients with any requests or anything to plan their trip the right way, I guess.
Yeah.
So if someone is listening right now and they're like, oh my goodness, I've really been putting this off. I want to book a family vacation. And you know what? Last minute, March break is coming up. Spring's here. It's still winter. We want to get out. How doable is it for someone to book a family vacation somewhere warm on a, let's say they call you up and they're like, yeah, we want to leave in 2 weeks.
Yeah.
Can it be done?
Honestly, you're referring to March break, which is the most busiest week of the year. Even Christmas break is a very busy time of year. If you want something good and you want a good price, you have to book early. You're also guaranteeing that you're going to have a better selection of resorts to choose from. When you book last minute, you have what's left over. So you can't have a bunch of criterias to check when there's not much planning time involved, right? So definitely, if you want something good and you want a good price and you're very restricted in your dates, to go March break or Christmas break or Easter week is another popular time because there's less time off and less time off of school for kids, right? You have to book early. That's just the best advice that I can give. And I know that I'm going back to what you said, that you were very overwhelmed, because you know what? All the resorts look the same when
They
you're
really
looking. When you're looking online, they all look the same. And that's why I work so hard to be the best in my job, to be knowledgeable in which ones to recommend. I know which ones are the best adults only. I know which ones are the best for families. Are you looking for a water park? Are you looking for this? So it really, again, depends to qualify to what you're looking for. But since COVID, the pent-up demand is a real thing. So there's very, very, very low inventory for anyone that wants to book last minute. So again, if you're picky and you have a lot of criteria and that you want something specific, it's best to book early, because last minute you're going to be left with what's left over,
Right.
pretty much.
When you say early, are we talking like 3 months, 6 months, a year? What time frame should someone who's traveling with a family, say 2 or 3 kids, look at planning out to have the best experience, in your opinion?
Good question. I recommend 8 to 6 months before for any time during those peak times. I already have a list of people ready to book for March break 2025. So I keep a list of and a lot of people will reach out to me, we're planning to go March break 2025, just keep us ready, let us know when the inventory is out. And the inventory is usually out like 10 months before, so we can start looking at prices and see. I know if I find it's too overpriced, or I'm very transparent in my business, and I would be honest with you and tell you, I think this is really overpriced. I would recommend that we wait a little bit. So again, I think because of the very low inventory this year, because during COVID, people haven't traveled in 2.5 years, and people even put off 3 years with no travel. So people want the best.
Yes.
They don't want to settle for less. We've settled with nothing for that amount of time. So they want the best. And people are spending quite a lot more for their vacation to make sure that they have the best, because they deserve it. It's been a rough time, and we deserve the best.
Yeah.
And life is so short, and you have to enjoy life to the fullest every day. And what I've been seeing a trend for this year, and already planning for next year, is a lot of group family travel. So grandma and grandpa and the big family and the sisters and the brothers. And I've been booking people joining them from all across the country.
Wow.
So people from Edmonton joining them, people from Toronto joining them, and people from like leaving from Moncton or Halifax. So it's a lot of work.
Yeah.
But it's doable. And again, I take the time to make sure that I qualify my clients, and I give that full travel planning service to them.
Yeah.
Is it the same kind of time frames and availability issues if you're looking, you talked about Europe, that you enjoy booking in Europe. Is it similar kind of, regardless of destination, this is the situation?
That's another good question too. Europe is not an all-inclusive resort, so there's definitely more planning involved. I highly recommend, like right now is a lot of inquiries for booking Europe for summer and fall. Some people have even booked last year. Some people are early booked for 2025 in Europe. So everybody's different, and people's timeline for vacation, sometimes they only know a certain time of year or so. As soon as you know what your plan is to like when you want to travel and when you want to like reach out to me and tell me like this is what I'm looking for, at least I will give you some guidance in telling you, is it better to book now, or what are you looking for? Are you looking for a Mediterranean cruise? Are you looking for a guided tour in Portugal? Are you looking for, so again, the earlier the better all the ways. That's the best advice that I can give. The earlier the better. That way it gives also a better financial planning as well. You can kind of pay as you go, especially if you are a big family. It's a good advice to plan early for financial reasons, to plan your payments ahead, and to be excited and build the anticipation for your trip as well, because it's a big investment to travel, and it's the best investment in my opinion. But yeah, so it's good to book and plan early.
If people are planning trips with their kids and the whole family, what are some of your top suggestions? If we say a sun destination, what are your top suggestions for things to have at the resort?
A lot of people are looking to have water parks to keep the kids busy, of course. So water parks are a must. Direct flights. Because weather in the winter is unpredictable. So the fact of having that one less risk to take a connection or anything like that, direct flight is definitely the way to go. So to make things easier for traveling with kids too. Again, if your criteria is to have morning flights, there might only be one supplier or carrier that goes morning flights. So you have to book early if you want them, and you don't want to pay a crazy triple the price tag on your vacation, right? But that's what I would say. Direct flights, looking for stuff to a lot of people are looking for kids club too, so that maybe the parents can enjoy themselves during the afternoon by the pool, and then the kids are having a blast. Water parks and
all-inclusive, I think, was big for us. My kids could not get over the fact that they could just go get something to eat whenever they wanted.
Yes.
But that was for us probably my favorite part, was not having to cook for a week, but also the accessibility and being able to eat whenever you wanted to, or they could go get a snack whenever they wanted to. Knowing that we didn't have to pay every single time they went to do that was huge.
Oh yeah, it's convenient.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah.
You pay the one price and you don't have to worry about a thing. Again, like you say, you don't have to cook, you don't have to clean. It's a vacation.
Yeah.
It's not a vacation if you have to do all those things, in my opinion.
Yes.
But yeah, and you just don't have to worry. It's stress-free. Everything's already organized. Like you book an all-inclusive, you have your flights, you have your transfers, you have an in-destination rep there for you to chat with if there's, like it happened like last weekend, but like people were in Punta Cana, I had people in Jamaica, I had people in Mexico, like they were chatting like, when is our transfer picking us up? Like, you know what I mean? Like you have someone in destination there for you as well, and I'm also here on call all the time.
All the time. I talked to her the whole time I was away.
But and also, yeah, you have your hotel for the week, you have your meals for the week, you have your drinks for the week. It's a one price tag, and everything's included. So there's not as much out-of-pocket expenses to budget, other than if you want to plan like an excursion or things like that. So yeah.
Okay. And then let's talk about booking trip. Why? From Moncton or Halifax, like I said, there wasn't an awful lot of option for us. We decided to go over Christmas, which you said is one of the busiest weeks. But why don't we fly to other destinations besides Punta Cana and Mexico at that time of year? Is there a reason?
The reason is that we are not a popular destination like, not destination, but origin like Toronto or Montreal. Those are the major hubs, I would say, in Canada.
Okay.
I'm incredibly grateful that we have actually as many direct flights as we do, and they're only charter during the winter season. So actually this year, Transat Holidays started mid-December.
Yeah.
Direct flights from Moncton and Halifax, all the way through the second week of May. So, I mean, that's our charter season for direct flights. However, you can go anywhere, anytime if you're okay to take that one connection in Toronto. It opens up, we have Air Canada Vacations that offer vacation packages all across, I would say even the world, because they offer Europe packages, they offer packages to Canada and the US, they offer packages to sunny destinations, like if you're looking to do a more exotic place like Aruba, Curacao, Bonaire, or those places, we do have.
Sound magical.
It is possible.
Yeah.
But the reason that we have these charter flights to, let's say, Dominican Republic and Mexico, Jamaica, and Cuba is that there's so many resorts available. So the price is definitely a bit more competitive, right? So if you want something that's good value for the money, these are your choices.
Okay. Do we open up direct flights like closer to March break to direct flights to Jamaica and Cuba open up closer to March break?
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
The Transat, with Transat Holidays this year, I don't know what their schedule is going to be like for next year, but they started with direct flights to Cancun and Punta Cana mid-December all the way to May. And then they have some to Cuba starting, I believe, soon, if they haven't started already. And out of Halifax, they have some for Jamaica. With Sunwing, they start mid-February up until that second week of May as well to those 4 destinations. We have direct from Jamaica, Punta Cana, Puerto Plata, Veradero, Cayo Coco, and Punta Cana. Yeah.
Okay. That's so tons of options, which I think is fantastic.
Yeah, there is definitely a lot of options to choose from, and I think if there would be more people in
going,
like
yes.
yeah. Well, going, and also population-wise in like where we are, like, because there's also they offer some direct flights from Charlottetown as well, and then they offer some from Fredericton as well. So it takes a way to. Yeah.
Yep.
But I agree. It's a great suggestion that we should add up different destinations.
Yes, absolutely.
Well, you know, perhaps as this population growth that is happening, right? That's you have more people. You have more people with disposable income who are looking to do this. Maybe the numbers will start to creep up, and we'll start to see.
And that's how these suppliers go by. Like, I attend every training that I can because I think it's something that you have to invest into your business if you want to be the best at your job. You have to take those training opportunities, but that's what they say, like, we need the bums in seats. So the planes need to be full for them to keep operating and for them to keep adding more availability. You know, like if they see that the flights are selling out, they're gonna add more. You know what I mean? So at the end of the day, the bums in the seats have to be filled, and we have to support it, right? So
absolutely. I just want to go south again. I know.
Me too.
You were just away though, right?
Yes, I just came back. I just took a little mini getaway to recharge the batteries.
Yep.
I was just on a 4-night cruise. So cruising again. I love cruising. I love waking up at a different place every day. And I love the flexibility of the options that are offered on cruises. You have the great food, you have the great entertainment, you wake up at a different place every day. You can still do a beach day if you want, because that's what I did. I didn't book any excursions. So I just took a little mini getaway, but it is a little bit more busy and I would say, a little bit more busy to take a cruise versus all-inclusive. All-inclusive is a little bit more relaxed and chill. But I don't like being too relaxed.
Yeah.
I like to have stuff to do, right?
Yeah, that was the same with us. We found after, by like day 5, we were like, okay, what are we gonna do today? Because we're go people, and I think most people are nowadays, and that's that's a part of it. So you love cruising, but if I had to ask you where your absolute favorite place to go on vacation is, where is it?
It's very funny that it's a very common question that people ask me. Italy has my heart. I really love Italy. I love anywhere in Europe. I'm always falling in love with every destination that I visit every time. This year I have a lot of bucket list places that I'm going to see, so I'm very excited. I'm going to see Croatia. I'm going to Italy again. I'm going to Greece, Brazil, and possibly South Africa as well. So,
oh my gosh, you always have something to look forward to.
Yeah, and I'm so excited because people always message me and they're like, "It's so inspiring to see you." And you know what? It's a way of exposing myself and showing clients, you know what? Like, this is my experience. Like, ask questions if you have to. If you're looking for this type of trip, and I try all kinds of different trips, right? So,
Yeah, do you know how many countries you've been to?
33.
Wow. That's amazing.
I have an app on my phone that I track every country that I go visit every time.
Yeah.
It's a really cool app. It's called BIN, I think. But yeah, it's
Okay.
I track, and it tells me how much percentage of the world that I visited so far.
Oh, I love that.
It's a goal for me. It's exciting. I want to see every country. I don't think I'll be able to, but that's my goal.
I don't know. I think give it a run for its money anyway.
That's funny. If there was one like must see that you haven't been to yet, that's not already on the list, like what's the next big dream destination?
Well, I'm going to Hawaii in April, so that's been my bucket list since I've been a little girl. So I'm looking forward to that. So that'll be one big thing off my bucket list. So I'm very excited for that. And I haven't been to Portugal yet, and Portugal is definitely on my list. And I get so excited when people reach out to me and they want to Portugal, because I'm so.
Then you can look more
I
into it.
I feel like I'm planning my own trip. That's what's exciting about it.
Yeah.
That's a few places, but again, I want to see everywhere. And I try not to book stuff too early now, because I have such amazing opportunities from our suppliers that they're like, we have such great incentives and stuff like that. So I definitely want to take those opportunities sometimes.
Yeah, absolutely. Use it.
Yeah. So if we want to follow along your travels online, or if someone wants to get in touch about a trip, how do we follow along? How do we travel with you?
So I am on social media. So on Facebook, you can look at one of my group. It's Monique at Travaway Vacations. I'm also very active on Instagram. So it's just Travaway Vacations. So at Travaway Vacations. I have people reach out to me anywhere, of course, by phone, by email. My email is monique@travawayvacations.ca. Or you can contact me by phone too, 506-531-0305. I'm easier to reach by email, and because it's a very high demand request right now, I do have a 3-day wait, and I do appointments only, just so that I can fully commit to you as much as you commit to me, right? So again, it's important for me to give a good level of service to my clients and to be there with them every step of the way. So that's why I do appointments only.
Excellent. Well, thank you so much for being here
my
today.
Pleasure.
Yes.
My pleasure.
Now we can all go away and dream of our next
Yes,
vacation.
absolutely. Yes.
Thanks so much, and thanks for joining us. We'll be back next week.